Brought to you by Sayge Media.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
We've got a great show lined up for you.
Tequila's a whole different kind of drunk.
That's a dumb stripper.
They're always stupid.
Good point.
Who are those guys?
You just reach your arm in there and give it a couple of tugs. And
How do you give someone an IOU for a shit in the mouth?
They just keep telling the story.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
boo bop diddly bop pop pop boom.
How'd all you people get in my house?
It's half Jaeger and it's half rhinoceros piss after he ate asparagus.
Who's in here eating chips, taking a shit?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
All right, here we go with another exciting episode of the Guys Like Us show. My name is Ryan. Who's with me is my 30 years of friendship, 30 years of being my hetero partner throughout hetero sex mated throughout life. I stumbled all over that shit. But
The only part that came out clean
I was stealing that from Jay and Silent Bob, but
It's because I friend zoned you a long time ago.
Yeah, the only part of that came out clean was sex.
all right. You people do with that what you will. I'm
My
not cleaning it up.
sex partner.
Then we've got our.
That was like one time, okay? Like one time.
Well, that was that experimental college phase we were going through, right? Lots of drugs, lots of booze.
That's right. I mean, it's like it's ridiculous, like you do all this stuff in life, you graduate, you go to medical school, you're a doctor, you do all this crazy stuff, like you build a fucking bridge, you're an engineer, but suck one dick.
Yeah, but we didn't do any of that other stuff.
Oh wait, that wasn't you?
we did none of that stuff.
Yeah, we didn't build any bridges.
Yeah. The only bridge I built was from my taint to your mouth.
But bumps.
So, anyway, and then also with this.
Well, that's the episode title.
From my taint to your mouth.
And also from my taint to you listeners' ears, we have our producer there, Nicholas. Can you talk and eat at the same time? What are you spilling on yourself today?
Wings. I got wings in front of me again.
Yeah. Got wings?
Wings
Where'd
again.
you get wings from?
Wingstop.
Wingstop.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Doing a dry rub, like a sweet and spicy kind of thing. It's actually pretty good.
All right. We do have wings on the schedule for y'all's visit, by the way.
Sweet.
Yeah, there's a little place called Spruce Creek Tavern. You can kind of sit on a deck, right above this nice river.
No, I don't like that place.
Well, you can sit at home for all I care. You can see what I got in the fridge. But
I'm gonna bring my own wings.
Actually, what I want to say is you could sit on the deck over the river and everything. Had you guys not be visiting in November, the 1st of November, we'll be inside and warm with the heaters like everybody else. We'll be huddled up eating.
What weekend do you guys have in summer this year?
We're planning for late August. We're looking at a late August. It was still 40-something degrees last week. It was insane.
That's fucking stupid. Dude, if the Pilgrims landed further south, you would still be trees up that way. There's no reason for people to fucking live there.
It's true. If the Mayflower had landed at like present day Charleston, the north half of this country wouldn't even be inhabited yet.
Yeah, New York City would be in Carolina.
Right. They didn't know they had a choice.
Yeah. What about that?
I mean, all we had to do was move further south, and it wouldn't be like this shithole up here.
What about that Ponce de Leon guy? He found
that was Florida.
It's south. He was like, hey. I have an aunt and uncle who's Jewish before I say this joke. So he was kind of like, hey, Jews, you guys, when you get tired of that weather, I got a spot for you to all come down to.
I don't.
Oh, shit.
You were talking about what about that Ponce de Leon guy? I don't know why it just made me think of. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but I saw this on TV the other day, and it made me just go like, "Oh man, I'm that guy for so many people in their lives." Do you remember the thing in Family Guy of Lewis and Clark and the guy who likes to rip up maps?
Oh yeah.
He just keeps ripping it up.
I don't know if
guy.
I'm
You
saying
don't hate
it
him.
wrong.
No, I do. I hate that guy. I hate that guy. It's like, look, just drink some water and calm down. And he turns around and he's like, oh man, I totally just drowned this anthill and poured all their water.
I don't know if I'm saying his name completely accurate, but I grew up in Georgia near Stone Mountain Park, where they always told you, you take Ponce de Leon down to Memorial Drive.
Take Ponce.
Yeah. They just became Ponce after a while.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Take Ponce.
I heard people saying like Ponce de Leon, and I'm like, no, it's Ponce de Leon.
Ponce de Leon.
That's
yeah.
If you're from around here, it's
yeah.
Ponce de Leon.
There's got to be a pimp off that strip somewhere that calls himself Ponce de Leon. You know, there's got to be one.
What the hell are you talking? No, that's not how you say it.
You say Ponce de Leon.
It's Deer Tate. It's dirt. Your name is no dirt. Don't go.
Don't try to church it up, boy.
It up, son.
Don't try to church. Hey, there was a this is way off topic, but that was Chris Farley's brother that worked the security at that thing. But they showed a video today on Facebook of an old ass. This was an Oprah Winfrey show that had the cast for the first Ghostbusters on stage.
What?
And there's a quick little clip where introduces Sigourney Weaver. And she talks about her career with like Alien and Aliens and all that stuff. And now she's in this blockbuster, Ghostbusters. She actually calls it Ghostbusters Part 1, which nobody knew there was going to be a Part 2 or whatever. But it's weird that
That's pretty cool.
Oprah calls it that. But they show the crowd clapping and there's an obvious Chris Farley sitting in the crowd. And he's just hamming it up and everything. And that's what the clip says. It's like, wait for it. And then we get there and it goes, totally Chris Farley. And it just shows him in the crowd. It's crazy. I mean, if that's not Chris Farley, then and it's 1984. So imagine, he had to have been pretty young then, because he didn't start hitting his stride until like he didn't even hit Saturday Night Live until what, like mid to late? No, it was. When did he start in Saturday Night Live?
I don't remember a lot.
I guess it was early. It was probably early 90s. That's why you don't remember.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
That one makes up. When did Tommy Boy come out?
That was late, maybe early 2000s.
Well, I know, but that was after his run on SNL.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It probably was about early 90s that he.
But this was 1984.
Yeah.
That this was the Oprah thing was. So I'm just saying he must have been pretty young, but he still looked like Tommy Boy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is he probably.
If he's like 16, he just looks like Tommy Boy at 16 then.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wait, you said Chris Farley, the Tommy Boy is in like 2000?
No, it's earlier than that, I think.
Because he died in 95.
Oh,
excuse me. No, he died in 97.
97.
Tommy Boy came out in 95.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really early 90s then that he was on SNL then, right?
Yeah. Well, what year does it say what year he was born?
Yeah.
I guess that would have been the easier thing to do.
64. So he would have been 20.
Yeah, so I guess it would have been 20. Yeah, look, that's about right then. He just always looks like a big fat teenager, like no matter what.
I mean, he kind of looked like that in everything he was ever in.
Yeah.
That's how he lived his life. So.
Well, yeah.
Because like Tommy Boy, he's like 30, but he plays at college.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, wait, hold, that does make sense though, because I think the joke is how long it took him to graduate.
A lot of people go to school for 7 years.
Yeah,
they're called doctors.
Dude, it's funny. I think of that scene every time when.
No, hey, I'm sorry not to interrupt here. I looked it up.
Breaking news.
So I went to IMDb.
Yeah.
And said he was in the Oprah Winfrey Show as an audience member in 1989.
That's awesome. Oh, in
That's
89.
89.
But it's for Ghost. Oh. Maybe she was making reference to the first Ghostbusters.
When did part 2 come out?
89.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so maybe it was the second
part one. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she was making a reference to part, because it came in right in the middle of the clip of her. Like the whole focus was, is this Chris Farley in the crowd? It wasn't about what Oprah was talking about or anything. But that 89 Ghostbusters 2 came out because that's when like Batman came out and
So
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That was a good summer right there.
Yeah, he was in Saturday Night Live. Well, it only says 5 episodes, but that's not right.
No.
Yeah.
So not to say something that might get us, in trouble here, but well, hold on. Follow me here. So, like in our intro and everything with the little video clips and everything, the Ghostbusters are in there, because try to get things with 3 guys in there,
Yeah.
We got 3 Stooges, we got the Ghostbusters and stuff. Started thinking, at what point?
Hold on.
I'm not done. At what point
There's
in the movie?
4
I know. But that's what I was gonna say is the black dude. He's not part of it the whole time, really.
He gets hired, dude. Pretty early.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was getting at. So I hate to be this guy, but technically we're the Ghostbusters, and Paco is our 4th member. It's kind of the mascot of the show. Does that make Paco the Black Ghostbuster? Because that seems offensive.
So Paco.
I'm not
hold on.
comment on that.
Paco is offensive. The token. Paco is the token black guy for the guys like us show.
I'm
is that
not
what you're
saying it exactly like that.
You're not saying it.
I'm more asking a question.
It's more of an inference.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. Maybe we switch up the roles is all I'm saying.
He might as well put on a headset as much as he speaks up on this show.
He's such an asshole.
Yeah. How about we start splitting that? Start factoring him into the cost of the production on this thing.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
For a boy dog, he is quite a bitch.
He is an asshole.
He just likes attention. Does he make it hard to work? He's got to make it hard to work.
Sometimes like he'll come in there and he'll just he'll sit there and he'll sit beside me and I can see him out of the corner of my eye and he'll just be staring at me. And it's like I can see him and he just goes and he just puffs.
Yeah.
And then when I look at him, then he starts, he starts acting up,
Does he still do that fucking thing where there was a while there where anytime I'd go to the bathroom, I'd go in there to piss, and then the door would just bust open, and he would just what's going on in here, and just look around.
He literally,
and then he would just leave.
Like I'll shut the door, and he'll literally kick it open, and just bust in there. Hey, what's going on? All right.
Yeah, he would just bust through the door and look around, and then he would just walk out. And it's like you're just gonna kick the door open while I'm peeing and just leave.
What the hell?
Well, that's what's rough here. So the house here is still a little bit of a project, and so our bedroom. I don't know what the room was used for before we bought it, but it wasn't really a bedroom. It had a giant wood burning stove in it and that kind of stuff that took up half the space. And I guess they used it for storage. But there is a small bathroom in the room too, and it's open to the room. Like it's enclosed, but it doesn't have a door or anything, right? And it has a standing shower too, and it's extremely tight. It's like little tiny shower, little tiny sink, little tiny toilet, all right crammed next to each other, right?
Sounds like what's his name?
I'll send you a picture of it later on, just so you guys can have context. But so there's no door to the bathroom, but when everybody will be doing stuff around the house, the other bathroom is up the stairs. So I prefer to use the upstairs one, but when there's too many people in the house, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just shut the bedroom door and take a shit in there. So you're sitting there taking a shit, and that's when our dog decides. That's when he decides, hey, I think I'm gonna go kick the bedroom door open and go lay on my bed.
What's going on, boss?
What's going on in here? So he'll kick it open, and it's completely out of reach to push it shut. So you just hope people don't come downstairs or come from the living room. You're just sitting there like you're on one of them fucking prison bathrooms, just look like Johnny Sack when they were at that strip club and he's just sitting there taking a shit.
One of the stalls at work, the actual latch thing on it is broken, so there's nothing to lock the door.
Yeah, so our door doesn't lock.
Yeah, so you got to kick it up, and then you can push the latch, and it kind of just digs into the metal enough that it stays put for a little bit. But if if you breathe on it, it just swings right open. So if the other stalls are taken and you got to shit in that one, you're kind of just sitting in a stall at work, the whole bunch of guys that get, it's like when they open up the door, it's almost like the wind fucking pulls.
The vacuum sucks the door open.
It just sucks the door open. So you got to stand there ready to fucking just grab the door and close it.
So the last time, luckily nobody was at the house, but I'm just sitting there, it's taking a shit. Here comes Cruiser. You can hear him start nudging the door a little bit. Like it shuts fairly tight, but it doesn't have a lock. And so he'll just nudge it, and finally he'll put enough pressure and he opens. And he'll come trotting in and he'll look around. I'm like, yeah, is this where you wanted to be? Like, yeah, it smells. This last time he looks around, he looks at me and he's walking back out. And he just sort of just like parts in my direction and walks out of the room like it's his contribution to the fucking stink in the bedroom now. It's like I didn't need his help, but
what better place?
You say something about my finger going up his ass too, by the way. Jackass.
Yeah,
how'd you break your finger?
Yeah, how'd you break your finger?
He likes the thumb, goddammit. Do you see a brace on my thumb? I'm left-handed, damn it.
So did you have your thumb in the neighbor's dog or what?
No, none of the other he's already talked. None of the other neighbor dogs will come around. They won't bother. This thing just like breaks at will now. Like once you break it one time, it just did it do the green screen thing? Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not cool. Wait, that's not how bones work.
Yes, it is.
What do you mean just breaks at will? What, like you grab a pencil and it just falls off? That's not how that works.
Sometimes. I'm turning fucking 50. This is what happens. This is what you have to look forward to. Did y'all hear that segue? That was pretty good, wasn't it? That was pretty sweet.
Hold on, I think we might have got that clean.
I haven't seen Clark transition to Superman that smoothly.
I think we might have got that clean. I'm gonna try to pull that as a clip of just anytime we hit like a rough one, just have Ryan go, "You guys like that segue?"
I like that. How many have you pulled any clips? Write that down.
We'll talk about that in between shows. We were just talking about this before. Yeah.
Okay, because this is 3 years of you pulling clips. I've yet to hear a one.
It was.
I don't listen to a show. Do you play them back on the show?
Yeah, constantly, all the time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, don't look into it because it's not worth your time. But I play it all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah. I don't have the time. I'm sorry. I wish I did, but so speaking of getting old, anything you wanted to say about that? You have a problem with me turning old? You guys
turning old?
Turning old? I'm turning old.
Well, that's not a good sign right off the bat.
You start saying things like that. Turning old. I don't know how. That's what I hate about technology these days too, is because like on Facebook, there's 1,000 fucking things that tell me I'm turning 50 in the next couple of weeks. It's like, hey, do you want to buy this Born in 73 t-shirt? You want to buy this one that's like 22 years of experience with the, I don't know, whatever they tack onto it, the 38, whatever. I don't know the math on that. But that goes, all these shirts that fucking say all this shit. They start advertising all this merchandise for it. It's worse than like pulling up and seeing your family bought one of those signs, the Lordy, look who's 40 or 50 or whatever the fuck.
It's better than that. Still better than the live, laugh, love.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah.
But here's
way worse.
Couple things on what you just did. I mean, it's not a great sign when you're like, yeah, well, got something to say about me being old. And while I'm at it, here's what I got a problem with technology nowadays. Like, that's not a strong start. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you guys really want to feel shitty and old?
So what you're trying to say is that's stereotypical?
Yeah. You guys want to feel real shitty and old? I think.
Sure, why not?
Ava got her driver's license.
I think. Okay, so hold on. So in the Guys Like Us show 1.0, that show that
I think that was just Guys Like Us.
Yeah, it was. So back on that show, I think we might have actually touched on this, but it's actually changed even just since we did the original version of Guys Like Us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at what was considered the oldie station and stuff at the time when bands like the Stones and all that stuff was going, like the time difference was like 20.
I think we touched on this recently.
Well, okay, so like the time difference. Well, okay, so
Yeah.
but it's changed since the last time we talked about it. So with
Mhm.
the time difference and everything, I think last time we talked about it, it was basically that like with the amount of time in between, the oldie station when we
Right.
talked about it should have already been through the era of Nirvana and Soundgarden and all those bands
Right.
and
Yeah.
move on to the next thing. Now it's
Right.
actually past that again, where technically now the oldie station should be phasing out like Creed and Limp Bizkit and stuff like that. Like that should be getting phased out of the oldie station because it's too old. Like they're moving on to the next level of.
And
should
it sucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say that should get phased out anyway.
Yeah. I don't know
Hey,
who,
Limp
I don't
Bizkit
know
was
who
fun.
phased that in the
Limp
first
Bizkit was
place.
fun.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Limp Bizkit's fun. Fuck you both.
Keep rolling.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
he's
one
about
of
to get
those
down.
days. Song rules.
Aren't they?
That
they
song
the
rules.
one-
Yo, break shit rules.
Yeah. They suck so bad that they'll probably make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Iron Maiden does. That's how bad they suck. Ooh, second segway in a row. 2 for 2, baby. I like to do when he has a mouthful of chicken. Or taint.
Yeah.
I was actually going to bring something up here because your birthday is on Mother's Day,
Yes.
so you're pretty much going to get fucked out of a birthday. Is what it
Well, I
looks
have to.
like, right?
I also have to work that day, so we're gonna go do a Mother's Day breakfast. Then we'll come home, and then I will go to work. I'm off the day after, so I'm not doing shit that day. Like that Monday, I'm gonna relax and
Yeah, but here's the thing:
I'm gonna try to remember old shit.
Yeah, but
and-
no
Here's the
one
thing.
no one cares about the day after your birthday.
the
I
day
know.
after
Nobody
your
cares it's
birthday.
the day of my birthday.
Here's the thing: you were going to be off that day anyway, right?
That
So-
Sunday? No. I
the
normally
Monday.
work.
The Monday.
Yes, yeah, Monday, yeah.
So that has nothing to do with your birthday. You were gonna have
Yeah,
that day
right,
off
right.
anyway.
That's true.
So you're basically getting hosed out of your birthday because it's Mother's Day.
Right. And
So-
do you know whose fault that is?
Yeah, I would blame your parents.
Well, one of them.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you can.
Well,
I guess
I'm
you can
guessing
blame,
it took both
I
of
can
them.
bless. You can blame my
Yeah.
dad for starting the whole.
I was gonna
fucking
say
thing.
I'm guessing it took both of them to get the job done.
Well, they kind of had
Yeah.
to both be there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where there is?
down there.
Have I ever told you? Yeah. No, have I ever told you the story of my conception?
I'm not sure.
I don't
All right.
think so. Sounds like you're about
So-
to though. So thank you for doing that during my dinner.
So 50. No, so 50 years. Like what? Minus 9 months. How does the math work on this?
50 years, 8 months, and 3 weeks ago.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So my parents both worked at Six Flags over Georgia. You know the park? You ever been there?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Been there
Okay.
A few times.
So in the early 80s.
Talk about a
Um,
scream machine.
No.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Nailed it.
Gas.
Nailed it.
Oh no. I can tell you exactly what ride this happened on. So in the
The
early
mind bender.
No. In the early 80s, a certain ride was out there and they decided it was racist. So they switched it to Monster Plantation. But before that, it was known as the Okefenokee
Wait,
Swamp
whoa,
Ride.
whoa, hold on. They thought it was too racist, so they switched it to a plantation.
Yeah, to Monster Plantation. That's right.
Oh, that's good. Call them monsters too.
Yeah.
That's a good way
Yeah.
to double down.
It
on
was
it.
it was just monsters with big lips running around. But so before that though, it was the
I might have to edit
Okefenokee.
some of this.
Oh, don't worry. Hold on. No, well, the ride before it was way more racist. It was the Okefenokee Swamp Ride. And it told the story of Brer Bear, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Fox. And it had a tar baby at the end of it, just
Yep,
like the
I
story
remember.
had. And they had that ride there. So I used to aggravate the shit out of my parents because I would tell them that I knew that they bumped uglies in the back cart of the Okefenokee Swamp Ride because I was born knowing the story of Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear.
Please
I
don't
knew
throw
that
me in the-
story.
Don't throw
Yeah.
me in the briar patch,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, whatever you do, don't throw me in that briar patch. Born and raised in the briar patch. Yeah, I knew that whole fucking story like before it was ever told to me, because they conceived me on the back card of the Okefenokee Swamp Ride. So that's where that shit happened. No, that's what I told them. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I was doing my own investigation.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So was this entire story?
Hold on. They never denied it. They never said, "Oh, that's not true. That didn't happen." They were just kind
of guessing it was probably in the back of a 64 Pinto,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, was that whole story based on a guess? You said that like you knew for sure where it happened.
I know. I knew that Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox story before anybody ever told it to me. Before I saw a Song of the South in the theaters, any of that. I already knew that story.
So, devil's advocate.
I was conceived on, yes.
Haven't you had like 90 concussions? Is there a chance you just forgot when you learned that story?
There's a chance, but we're not going to.
I hate to ruin your whole train of thought there, but
God damn it. I'm all derailed now. Yeah, I finally decided, I figured since I'm turning 50, I should, maybe get a checkup from the doctor for the first time. So I went and he looked through the thing and he was looking through my history and everything. And he was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you tell me the severity of some of these concussions? And it's like,
it's a wonder you're able to walk.
Yeah. I was like, is it that time we were playing broom hockey at Stone Mountain Park? Or are you looking for that one that I fell off the back of the truck and my head bounced off the concrete? Like, which one are we talking about? Like,
I don't remember all of them.
Yeah.
Hold on, Ryan, you saying that just reminded me. This is one of those, like, every once in a while I'll think about it and I just go like, oh my God, that was so much worse than I thought at the time as a kid.
Yeah.
But Dad, you remember my buddy Alex that used to live down the street at your place.
Yeah.
So, he had 2 little brothers.
Right.
And he had a bunch of the cool, especially since there were 3 of them, they always had a bunch of the cool toys of, like, they got lightsabers, like they got enough for like everyone because there were 3 kids there. You know what I mean? So like when the early Star Wars movie and stuff were out, like they had a bunch of lightsabers over there, so like we were like playing around with Star Wars and stuff. Like there was pretty much enough for everyone except for one kid. There was always one kid that was going to get left out. So we were playing and his youngest brother, who really was like too young to really understand the severity of what he was going to do. we were running around playing and Alex was always the one who got hurt. No matter what, he was always the one that something bad happened to. And it was always like his house with his toys too. Like that, like something would just go wrong and he'd be the guy that got fucked. And so he takes off running and his little brother had been like, I want to play. And he was kind of just like, no, go away. Like was sick of hearing him. He's like, we don't have a lightsaber for you. So go away. You can be here. You get a gun. You get to be the one stormtrooper. We're all Jedi. Like go away. So he keeps brushing him off and he's like, I want to play. And so he finds this, they had this old playground that like the old shitty, like steel ones, that was all rusted out and broken. And one of those pipes or like just the like steel bar thing had broken off of it and was in the grass. And his little brother looks at it and is like, I got a lightsaber. And he picks that thing up and Alex is running across the yard, not looking. And as he turns, he just swings and cracks him in the face. I mean, his feet left the ground and he hit. And the whole party was just like, oh my God. And everyone just stopped and he's laying there holding his face. And to his older of the 2 little brothers were like, dude, go get your mom. And he panicked and he just goes running inside and we could hear him in the house. He's running up the stairs just going, Mom, Alex died.
How'd he die? The lightsaber killed him.
He hears Mom like, what? What is happening? He comes running out. He's laying there holding his face and his brother's got a metal pipe in his hand. Like he didn't mean to do it. But, I mean, he cracked him in the face.
Wasn't old enough to understand.
Yeah, like he didn't get the difference.
I told you the story. Like the first time I learned to play baseball, I didn't understand the concept of like to get somebody out. They said you had to throw the ball to first base and the guy catches it, or you have to touch them with the ball. Okay, so the ball's hit to me, and I throw the ball as hard as I can, and I bean some kid right in the chest with a fastball. And they're like, why you can't throw it at him? You said I had to hit him with a ball. No, you could touch him with it, but you can't throw it at him. I did. I pegged this kid right in the chest. He collapsed, crying on the ground. I'm like, why is he crying? You know, I'm like 6 years old. I don't understand that. Hey, you're not supposed to throw a fastball.
Yeah, you fired a
right
baseball into his chest.
The shit we used to do at those apartments at the Valley Oaks, like I can't imagine kids doing it now. There's a couple examples that are pretty good. Is number one, we had a courtyard there that had 3 giant rocks. I'm sure they'd seem smaller now, but there were these big rocks that all leaned against each other in the middle of this courtyard, just as like decoration. And that was our king of the mountain rocks, though. So you got to push everybody back down once you get to the top. And it's just stone. Like it's not grass or anything like that. You're just pushing them down rock, down onto the thing. But the worst thing that I know of, or that I can remember, is we used to go around and we would, I'm sure the statutes run out on this, but we used to steal the screens off of apartments, right? We'd take the screens and we'd bust up the aluminum. What you're gonna say. Yep. We'd bust up the aluminum, and the aluminum was hollow on the inside. And then you take the rubber lining, I'll peel that off it, and you'd feed it through there and pinch it off of the ends, and you'd have these fucking whip fights. And like we'd go home with these lashes on our faces. I look like Sam Jones in the scene in Flash Gordon, where he's fighting that guy on the platform with the whips. And we just have like cuts on our cheeks and under our chin and shit like that. Like it was that with the hard pine cones too. Like like the one pine cones were green or like or the little. What are those little ones? What the hell did we call them? But they were like little. They're about this big, and they had like the walnuts or the pecans.
I mean, they look like they got little spikes all over them.
Yeah, the little tight.
Yeah.
The pine tree ones, right?
Yeah, but they're not pine cones. They're like pine cones.
They're like a circle, and they're
right. They look like
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But when they're green, they hurt.
Fuck yeah, they do. We used to fire those things at each other as hard as we could.
All the time. Yep.
We used to hide them in snowballs for snowball fights too.
Yeah,
like we would pack. I mean, if you couldn't find a rock out,
I was gonna say we
grab
a rock.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. Like if I saw kids today doing the whip fights, or if you saw them pushing each other down this fucking rock hill, shit like that, I can't imagine. We played football in the parking lot, and it wasn't touch.
Yeah.
Tackle each other in the parking lot.
We did do that. I mean, we did.
I can't tell you how many times
on pavement.
Yeah, I remember like my knees used to be stuck. The jeans used to be stuck to my knees because they would be so bloody underneath there and stuff. It's crazy. Like I had holes in my knees. Like once I started hitting my metalhead stuff, like my jeans were ready to go.
Yeah,
like I'd already worn holes out in the knees of all my pair of jeans and stuff.
Well, it's funny you say that. Like, it's like that next generation. Like, man, if I saw kids doing what we did back then, I'll cut out who exactly because they're super weird about sharing stuff. But I mean, talks about when they would have BB gun fights and shoot, those BB guns at each other, but they would have grenades for their BB gun fights. They throw firecrackers at each other, and he said that he's like, those were real firecrackers too. Like they were good ones. And he said that one kid that used to kind of be the one that got bullied in the group. That was a little bit, younger than him. His legs were too small for his pants, so he used to have to roll up the bottom, and he had that cuff. And he threw a firecracker one time, and it landed in the cuff of his jeans, and he couldn't get it out, and it blew up on his fucking leg. It fucked that kid up.
Yeah, well, that's back when like firecrackers they were the equivalent of about maybe 40 firecrackers now.
Yeah, it was like a small stick of dynamite. You're throwing at another kid.
Yeah. I think this has got a little C4 in it. I'm not sure, but you buy it out of the parking lot at Kmart every 4th of July.
Like M80s, do you remember M80s? I mean, those things were a quarter stick of dynamite.
I was saying, that's what he talks about. That's what he used to flush down the toilet and blow the toilet off the wall at school.
Yeah. And they would blow it off the wall too. Yeah. Like it wasn't.
He did that. There were some kids in there smoking, and he went in there. He said he had one match and one one M80. He said he lit it, threw it in the toilet, flushed it, and walked right out.
Yeah.
And when the damn thing blew up, the principal come running down the hall and grabbed him and said, I know you did it. He said, I didn't do it. And there were the kids that were in there had cigarettes and lighters. So they got in trouble for it, but the principal knew damn well it wasn't them.
Mm-hmm.
He knew who it was. And he's like, I don't have any matches. I don't have any firecrackers on me. Check me.
I don't know how you did it, you little son of a bitch, but I know it was you.
Just flushed all of it.
Yeah, well, that's when he talks about. That's when the superintendent of the county used to come to the school once a week just to beat his ass. When they could still paddle the kids.
Well, hold on. Another cool thing about being our age, though, here, going back to the whip fights, was there's a small period of time where we took a break from the whip fights, and we would take those aluminum, the real long pieces on the sides, and we'd go and steal our dad's electrical tape, and we would wind that electrical tape real high up the bottom, because all those fucking cool ass ninja movies were coming out, like Enter the Ninja and Revenge of the Ninja. You remember all those that were coming out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we would make these samurai swords out of those things, and then we would start sword fighting with those. And you figure, well, it's not like the whip fights where you're getting these cuts and everything, but those aluminum will always have like that one little snag of metal on it.
Yeah, razor sharp.
It fucking gets you too. I was like, I remember kind of being relieved that we weren't doing the whip fight, and then I caught a sword to the face.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what though, the part of the problem though is it got way easier as time went on. So like, yeah, my era of doing that stupid shit, it was really, really easy it was normally like the nerd of the group too. Mm-hmm. Really easy for whoever that was to just go and get like actual throwing stars. Like I knew multiple people that had real ninja stars.
The 85
and fucking
drive-in flea market was open, you could go snag a
but you could go to like a comic book store, and the dude there would just sell you like fucking ninja stars and shit. Like, like I had more than one person.
Oh, they would sell them at the flea market.
Hey, look at these. Just right by your face.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, we all had BB guns and 22 rifles. And,
Yeah. Oh, the good old days. It's not so bad being this age. Survived it all. But Speedy, you were talking about the getting screwed out of the birthday because it falls on Mother's Day. But see, that happened in the very beginning. I blame that on my mom too. The Okefenokee Swamp Ride was one thing, but then like Mother's Day was coming around, and I was pretty close to being born and stuff like that. So I think she was trying really hard to get presents that year, like get a little breakfast and flowers and all that shit, get a card and all that. I think she tried to squoze me out.
You think
on Mother's Day? I was born at 2:05 Monday morning, so she was pretty close.
You think your parents were sitting there with a calendar and just like mapping it out? Like
no. I think
look,
like
it's a Wednesday. We gotta go. Today's the day.
No, I think like she realized like 1st of May. If I time this right, 2 weeks from now,
so
I spit this kid out.
So
Mother's Day.
What do you think? She stayed in labor just a little bit longer just to fuck your birthday up?
No. I think she stayed in labor 2 hours and 5 minutes too long, according to her. She missed Mother's Day by a couple hours. I was born Monday.
Oh, well, then what do you
I think she
about?
was trying really hard. Because it still falls on Mother's Day every so often, and I get fucked out of it every so often. It was worse in my first marriage. That was the worst one. Like, I mean, it was like whatever.
It was a lot worse in your first marriage.
Yeah,
it was a lot of things. A lot of this one. Yeah, this was kind
this
of
one's probably like number. This is probably like number 845.
Yeah, really.
God damn, that was being married to somebody who wanted all the Mother's Day attention and blah blah blah. It's like, well, could you do some motherly things? Just a week before, just like that week leading up to Mother's Day. If you could act like a mom a little bit, that'd be great. It helped justify this shit just a little bit.
Again, I agree with you, but devil's advocate. To be fair, it's not on the calendar as Ryan.
Why can't you just be on my side every once?
I'm just saying it's not on it's not on everyone's calendar as Ryan's birthday day. It's technically still Mother's Day on everybody's calendar.
Well, I put it on Google Calendar so anybody can.
No one cares about that.
I think it says Rhino's birthday.
That only shows up
If
on
you
your
look that
Google
up.
calendar.
Damn it. That's because I'm 50 and I might fucking forget now. 72 and 3/4 concussions.
Yeah, how do you even know it's on Mother's Day? It could be in fucking like March or something like that for all you know.
I looked it up.
He looks at his license every once in a while.
Yeah, I look at him.
Oh,
What's that say again?
oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Wait a minute.
That's not that far from
Wait a
now.
minute. It's actually in the future. Oh, it's the expiration date. That's how you know when you're going to die is when your birth certificate has an expiration date on it.
That,
Do you know that?
So I'm
wait,
I'm watching
that's
a
what
little-
confuses you about your license is the expiration date? You think you're going back to the future?
That's when my next birthday is. I got 3 years till my next birthday. God damn it.
I got that long to get back in wrestling shape so I can kick Marty McFly Jr.'s ass.
That's right. Oh man.
I'm watching a little baseball here, and it's the Cubs playing the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And
Fuck the Cubs.
it just Dansby it just doesn't look right. Dansby in that
I
Cubs
know.
uniform.
I know. I hate it.
Yeah.
He should have just retired. Look, if you're not going to sign with the Braves, just retire.
Hey, speaking of baseball,
You a hometown kid or what?
how do you feel about those new baseball rules? Boom! 3!
You like that segue?
Like that's do you like that segue? Smooth, ain't it? Girl so sprung that she almost fainted.
I actually did the segue, but that's cool, you know.
Oh, I didn't know if you were going to the rules or not. You were talking about Dansby.
Yeah.
You got hung up on Swanson.
Yeah. Apparently, we got to
No, but-
call every segue now, or else we don't know. In fairness, Ryan was going for a three-peat, which is fitting since his background is the
Yeah.
UGA champ thing.
Yeah, Georgia's going to win 3 in a row, that's for sure.
Gonna win 7 in a
That'd be
row.
nice.
At least.
I got my
Call it now, Ryan.
second championship ring in the mail.
Ryan called.
It'll be here late July. Thank you, China. Jesus Christ.
Wait, so you're telling me they weren't working really hard to get you your UGA champion ring with all the
No.
work that you did for the team?
Yeah. No. I had to pay for my own.
I'm surprised you weren't top of the priority list.
It does say Bennett on
Yeah,
the
with
side.
all the work
again.
you put.
It's kind of an oxymoron ring because it says smart on one side and Bennett on the other.
That
Which
does
is
work
like
out
the
perfect for you.
first time those two words have ever been together.
That does work out
No.
perfect for you. I didn't even think about it. I
Yeah.
guess I could have got a
No.
Nolan Smith jersey. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. You ever seen those pictures where they show the players that should never sit together and there's that one that said Dingleberry?
Yeah.
First of all, if your last name's Dingle anyway, like you don't
Yeah.
need the buried.
Well, that's like
You know.
they got a picture of the Colts offensive line last year, and it was like,
Yeah.
this is the highest paid offensive line in the league, and it was French fries. The-
Speaking of Colts, I read something this morning that I swear, if he didn't have to be politically correct about it, Jim Irsay would sound a little bit more like our producer here, as the Washington Redskins or Washington Commanders, excuse me. That's how old I am.
the Commodores.
Commodores. Is it? It's Commodores.
No, that's just what
It's
I
not
call them.
Commanders.
I just call
Oh.
them the Commodore.
Who's
I
their,
thought the
what-
Commanders was the
Wait a minute.
baseball team.
Hold on. Who's their quarterback? Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Fucking Commodores. But anyway, apparently they're so desperate for a quarterback. They looked in. Apparently, somebody sent something to Andrew Luck.
Oh yeah, the tampering thing.
Right. And so he went on there like, like that's tampering, blah, 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 blah. You can't do that. You know, he retired under contract here and all this shit. But I swear he wanted to go and also fuck Andrew Luck. No, he wanted to pull a Nicholas because he fucking retired. Like he signed that big extension
Yeah,
and then
Jim
turns into a
Irsay's-
5-year extension. Say
Jim
what?
Irsay is crazy as shit, man. He goes on McAfee show all the time.
Right,
And,
right.
like-
but I know he wanted to say that.
But I mean, you hear him. I mean, the dude's like 150 years old,
Yeah.
and at this point, it's kind of like, look, I own the team. You're not going to make me not own the team. So I don't give a shit what I say. I mean, he just goes on there and like just talks about like everything he's spending money on and all the crazy shit he's doing. Like, dude,
that's the shirt I'll get. That's the Facebook shirt I'll get for my age. Then I'm only 1/3 the age of Jim Irsay.
Well, it's kind of like your franchise is not doing well this year, and he's going on there. It's like, I bought Eric Clapton's guitar. I've been playing around with that. Dude, what are you
Might
doing?
As well. It's gotta bring some joy into his life.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Maybe make some fucking moves at the O line, dude.
I mean, they've got just as much problem as Washington does. Really,
I thought the Commanders. I thought that was the baseball team in Cleveland.
That's the Guardians, I think.
That's the Guardians, I think.
What did I say?
Commanders.
Oh my god!
I think they're gonna change it again.
They all sound like like a Marvel movie now.
Yeah, they're all like the
Guardians of the Galaxy,
like the B team, like that plays the Harlem Globetrotters.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's like they're the Generals or whatever.
Oh my
the name
god!
Of that team
was. I know we talked before on here about like the XFL and the USFL and all these XFL.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. I got my Cleveland Guardians jersey in. Oh, they got an XFL team.
No, well, okay. So here's the thing. So the XFL actually did relatively well, being like a feeder league for the league and all that this year. The USFL, which is not connected to it at all, still is just getting shit on constantly. But that one, I can't, like, as much as I can't take the XFL seriously, at least it started with like Vince McMahon being fucking crazy and all that shit. The USFL is supposed to be taken seriously, and their team names are fucking retarded because I mean it's ridiculous that they have teams that are like. I mean, it's
I don't like any of them.
Dude, it's basically like the Baltimore Superfans. It's like, that's your fucking team name? That's not a real thing. That's not real.
Lame.
The Seattle Sea Dragons, though, it's just a seahorse. That's all it is.
Man, did you see the mock-up of what it was like the year before The Rock bought it?
No.
It was actually kind of a cool logo. Like it was, I mean, it was still kind of dumb as a sea dragon, but they really highlighted the dragon part of it, and then this time it's like a shitty clip art like looking thing. Like the logo looks so stupid. At least before they like made it kind of cool. Like it was kind of a lame mascot, but at least it was cool. Like what they did with it. They like
clip art.
I think
yeah, like the old one they tried to go like Game of Thrones with it. This time it was like I don't fucking scribble some shit on there, man. I don't care.
I think that the XFL has one team with a cool team name to it.
Battlehawks?
I like the Houston Roughnecks.
I kind of
like I like the Roughnecks.
I kind of like the Battlehawks. They were my team I was cheering for this year.
That sounds too much. That sounds like one of those animes that the kids watch.
Well, in fairness,
city,
I was only St.
Depends
Louis.
on the city.
Does it come on after Star Blazers?
In fairness, I was only rooting for the Battlehawks to win because they had the most Falcons on the team. They had Brian Hill, that running back we used to have, and they had AJ McCarron.
It kind of depends. Like there's certain cities I'm just not going to cheer for.
It was St. Louis.
Yeah, just because it's in the city.
Just like Philadelphia. All those Georgia Bulldogs
fucking
Eagles.
I know.
Nope. All those guys should have retired.
All places to go.
All those guys should have retired instead of joining the Eagles.
I got a McAfee.
What?
I got a McAfee.
I got to tell you what.
Stand up.
I don't know if it's on the current XFL, but it was on the first one. The most on the nose team name they had was the New York/New Jersey Hitmen. So it was really mob related.
No, that's not part of the new one, but they should have made it part of the new one.
It wasn't the first year.
It should have been. That's awesome.
The New Jersey Hitmen. I think Tony Soprano.
Every time they score a touchdown, you hear, "Oh!"
Yeah.
Their mascot should have just been Polly Walnuts.
I think it was that guy on Dick Tracy with the pinstripe suit and the big flat head. I think they look more like that. Yeah, have Polly Walnuts as a coach.
Fucking Polly.
Oh,
is he dead? I don't remember. Is he dead now?
Yeah, he just died.
Just died.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was last year. That sucks. I tell you what, not to get too personal on this show, but one of the Sopranos has to do with one of the fucking getting freaked out by turning 50 is the fact that James Gandolfini died of a heart attack at 53. Like he was on tour, or not on tour, but he was on a trip in Italy, walking around, just going from one museum to another with his family, and just fucking collapsed in the bathroom.
Didn't he also do a lot of
public bathroom stall? That's what I tell myself too, though. Like he did a lot of coke, and he was overweight too, and a lot of stuff. But it's just like you're entering that zone at 50, though, that it could happen. I guess like it's less. Oh shit! Really? And more like, he was 50 something. Yeah, fucks with my head so much.
I just think every time I hear somebody's age, and I always think, that's not that old, But like as a kid, like somebody was like 24 years old. Oh my god, that's old.
Yeah,
old.
Yeah, I remember
they were like 30. Oh, that's so old.
It's a funny memory I have as a kid. As we were sitting around the living room watching the television, and it was, for some reason, it was completely dark. All you had was the light from the TV screen, and it was some weird random shit on television. And they had this little girl, and it was kind of like one of those kids say the darndest things type of show, I guess. And this kid comes on the thing, and she goes, "People over 30 are old." And then I just hear my dad somewhere in the dark behind me go, "Fuck you." We're just like watching as a family. My dad just starts cussing at some random little girl.
Did you guys watch that? Did you guys watch that video that I posted about watching the draft in your 30s?
Are we supposed to watch those?
Yeah. Did you see that?
I will catch up.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's the guy who's looking at it, and it's like they're calling him out. What did you do at 20 years old? Sitting there just like, oh my god, he's just feeling terrible about his life. It's like 25. That guy's ancient.
Yeah. So it did seem like that, but now it's like this weird realm. Now I will say, I think like people that were 50 when we were younger seemed a lot older than we seem.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like I've seen you pictures of like the pallet bar that I've been building out back, and the pallet fence and everything. And I realized something when I was out there. It's like I'm just as like strong as I ever was. I was walking around showing off, like holding the beams above my head with one hand and stuff. And they're like 4x6 by 8 solid oak boards, and I'm walking around with them and stuff like that, just kind of showing off a little bit. And I realized, hey, I can still do this. I can still do that. Here's the catch. The fucking recovery from that shit
the next day
ain't what it used to be.
Yeah.
You wake up the next day going,
it's the same thing like we talk about like partying. I can still party to the break of day the next day. Yeah. But that's all I'm good for. We're not doing it the next day.
No.
I'm done for 3 days.
Yeah. I'm like Xing out the calendar for I'm like that rich lawyer guy. Jenny, cancel all my appointments next week.
It's funny. This a couple years back we got tickets to go to Louder Than Life this year, which is going to be awesome. But a couple years back when we were going to Rockville, I remember I had the stupid plan. I'm glad I changed the plan for it. But originally the plan was we're going to drive to Jacksonville, do 3 days in the middle of summer at Jacksonville at a concert with 100,000 people there. That was 11 to 11, and then drive back Sunday night. And I was going to go straight to the shop and change clothes and work that Monday. And thank God I changed plans and just took the Monday off. But I remember when we were talking about it, I showed you the lineup and you were like, whoa, that's awesome. And then you saw like what all went into it. And you were like, yeah, my days of driving to another state to stand out in the middle of the fucking summer heat within the crowd full of people are over. Have fun with that shit. You're like, this sounds awful. I got to be honest.
Let me know when they put it on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how awesome does this look? You were like, yeah, it does. And I got to be honest, I would hate every minute of that.
That's the only reason. That's one of the biggest reasons I'm building this outdoor movie theater, so I can just watch concerts without crowds around me.
That's right.
Yeah.
I honestly,
can you imagine nowadays Nick being at Monsters of Rock in Tennessee?
No. Not at all.
That gives me anxiety now.
There's like, honestly, I think, have you guys seen the Power Trip Festival?
I would die.
I think that I think this is the reason for it, actually. So there's the Power Trip Festival, and it's all the old school bands. They literally cut out. It's a massive show. It would be an incredible show to go to, a complete bucket list thing. They cut out all the opening bands. It's only just double headliner each night, and they cut everything else out because it's all the older bands. So I think it's literally just for like, hey, you're not gonna sit through a festival, man. Come to just come to the headlining bands and let's call it a day. But
That's right.
It's a couple days, and it's like, I don't remember who's with who on each night, but it's 2 bands each night, and it's Ozzy, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Tool, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and there's one more. I'm trying to remember who it is. But it's like, it's all just fucking just huge bands. I don't remember who that last one is, but there's 6 bands, and they just double them up each night, and it's like, look, let's just cut out the fucking opening acts.
Yep.
Just show up for Metallica and Iron Maiden, and let's fucking go home. After I really think that's what it's for.
I thought I might be sad to admit to this, but I'm actually probably proud to admit to this. But last Saturday was actually the last festival that I attended, and I did really well there. But it was a food truck festival, and like the Brazilian Munchies truck was really good. That was their headliner, and like they would make this good.
That was the headliner.
Yeah, the headliner. It was the Brazilian Munchies truck. The girls that work on the Brazilian Munchies truck could headline anywhere they wanted to as well.
Yeah.
But yes, I actually did attend that. I didn't even bring my ice cream truck with me. I just went as a citizen.
What was the opening act? The guy with a little hot dog cart?
No, it's a place called Rebels with a Z at the end of it.
Lame.
And like his truck was like, you ever seen like those old cars at Walmart? Like the one front fender is a different color primer than some of the other parts. It's like that. Yeah. Had chili dogs. They probably don't. I'm assuming they don't run right through you the way you would expect, but I didn't chance that.
But you're assuming they don't? Why would you assume they don't?
I'm just trying to be nice to the guy.
They absolutely do.
I'm sure. Probably like the original Varsity chili dogs before they switched their damn cooking oil or whatever. But
I got to be honest, I don't really give that much of a shit about the Varsity. I know it's a cool
either.
thing here in Atlanta, but like
it's gross.
I don't really care.
It's gross, and I like gross food. I do.
Varsity fine.
I was still trying to be like, it's fine, but like I just don't care that much about it. It fucking sucks.
I like the big orange drink. Does anybody like the big orange drink?
Fries are okay, but it's just
the big orange drink.
Is it just a big orange drink? That seems like I can
get
that
anywhere. It's almost like an orange frosty.
Well, they
seems like I can pretty much get there anywhere.
It's good. It's like a giant orange creamsicle frosty.
Yeah.
I feel like I can make that. I feel like I can just freeze orange Fanta.
I'm sure you can make a greasy hamburger too.
I feel like I'd have diabetes after drinking that too. So
yeah, there's also
you eat it with a spoon, but sorry,
it's the same
thing. I know it says drink in the title.
Well,
but that's the Varsity for you.
Wait, hold on. We never
maybe where I developed my allergies to onions. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's the main thing that I don't like about the Varsity is like everything has onions on it.
That's part of why I hate Crystal too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually like Crystal burgers, but they just refuse to not put onions on there, and they're fucking dicks. They're dicks about it too. Because if you're like no onions, they're like got it, and then just pour more onions on there.
And then they'll scrape it off. They'll like scrape it on the countertop.
No, they fucking don't. They don't. They up here. They don't even give a shit about attempting to scrape it. They don't even care about trying to scrape it. We literally, our friend went there and was like, "I'm allergic to onions. I can't have please don't put them on."
Right.
They were like, "Don't care, onions." Just they don't even give a shit about attempting.
Yeah, but when he dies, he'll be long way out of the drive-through by the time he dies. Next.
Makes you want to just sit there and sit in their lobby and go, okay, just wait and watch. Shit's about to be on you. Watches my eyes start swelling shut. Glands start swelling.
They'll just drag your ass out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Call the cops.
I mean, it does make me sometimes understand some of the shitty customers we had at Zaxby's a little bit more.
Yeah. Do you ever watch so many videos on YouTube out of boredom that you realize you're watching boring videos on YouTube? The reason why I say that, there was one video that was going to explain why certain restaurants have different names in different parts of the country, like why it's
like
Crystal
Carl's
somewhere
Jr.
and why it's White Castle somewhere and Crystal's somewhere else and
But
Hardee's.
wait a minute. What is White Castle and Crystals? Are they the same?
Yeah, it's the same little square. Yeah,
same thing.
It's the same
It's
people.
like
They're the
Hardee's
same
Carl's
people
Jr.
on them?
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah, it's the same. And there's a good
I mean,
handful.
I would
do
hope
that.
so. It's the exact same product.
Checkers and Rallies. Well,
Yeah.
I think the reason why you question that is like you can see how Checkers and Rallies look the same, and you can see how Hardee's and Carl's Jr. look the same, but White Castle and Crystal look totally different. But they are the same.
See, I've never had a White Castle because they don't have them around here. So
Well, they sell them though at you can get the frozen ones at the grocery store, and it's literally just a Crystal Burger frozen.
yeah, just like when your mom says it's like you're gonna can we stop and get McDonald's burgers? We got burgers at the house. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean it's the exact
Here's
same.
got onions and peppers in it, Mama.
Yeah, the big Kahuna burger with those green onions.
Onions, peppers, and shit in it.
God, it's nasty. Yeah, that's how they made it at our house too.
Gross.
Yeah, it was terrible. The two things I will never ever eat again now that I'm a grown up is I will never eat squash and zucchini or
I don't
any
mind
kind
zucchini.
of pepper. Oh,
I actually like
hate
both
it.
of those things. I like peppers and I don't mind
Hate it.
zucchini.
Like I grew to like broccoli and I like cauliflower now.
You don't like
Just
peppers?
fine and I hate fucking peppers.
Really? See, I actually
Any of
like
them.
I'll do like stuffed peppers. That's really good.
Ugh. I will scrape the stuff out of it, and I will actually leave one little layer that's touching the onion though,
Well, not
or
onions.
tucking the pepper. I mean,
I was gonna say, but yeah, not onions. I hate onions, but I like pepper.
yeah.
I
I have an onion allergy, so I don't do that. But the peppers, I just can't stand them.
okay.
And squash and zucchini, we ate so much of that as a kid.
I don't mind zucchini. Squash, I don't really care about.
Oh. I'm gonna send you something on the group thing here real quick. So you remember I was in the basement and I finally figured out that I could piss down that hole.
Yeah.
So now I'm in this building and I can't piss down the hole anymore, right?
Would you just dig a hole?
So Amanda was here and she was like, well, what are you gonna do? If you look at the picture, I was like, see those small windows on the side of the building? I was like, if you see a streaming arch coming out of one of those small windows.
So you know what's funny? So I'll take a picture of it tomorrow and show you. But when you pull up to my house, so like if you're in the driveway looking at the house, we have like it's not a spiral staircase, but kind of a spiral staircase that goes up. But the house is shaped kind of like their house. It's like that big A-frame house, But if you're in the driveway and you're looking at it, there's the 2 garage doors. And then there's the little side door where you just walk into the garage, like just the not a garage door, but just a door to walk in. So that was all finished out when we bought it. They use it as a home theater. So that one, or that room is the jam room. So we practice in what would be the garage down there. So since we're always practicing at night, we're down there for a while and all drinking and playing music and stuff. And then anytime someone has to pee, instead of going in the house to go to the bathroom, they just walk out that door because it's dark and they just piss right there on the side yard. Well, that just became such a habit that now I'll just go to that little side yard to pee. And I realized today, like I did that this morning so I had to go pick up Tina from the airport. And I was like, there's no reason for me to run in the house. Like, I just got to go to work now. So I ran to the little side yard, but it's not blocked off by anything. So, like, if the neighbors walked out or a car drove by, I'm just pissing on the side of my house. Like, I'm basically facing the road.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I can't really do that. It's not dark. Normally, it's completely covered when it's dark. The shadow covers it right there. But it was that became such a habit. It was like 10 in the morning, and or 9 in the morning, and I'm just pissing there on the side of the yard.
I was telling him, you remember when I was in the basement, I discovered I could walk over to that hole and take a piss down in that hole.
Right.
And then I was showing Amanda the setup up here and everything I was recording, and she was like, what are you going to do when you have to go to the bathroom? And that's also when she realized I had been pissing in the hole in the basement, by the way. I was like, well, I don't have my...
Why aren't we, are we live? I mean, is the show on?
I'm still recording. I didn't cut off the recording.
Okay. But I was telling him, that I told her. I was like, she's like, well, what are you going to do now? And I was like, see those little windows over there? And I sent a picture of them on the group text there. If you look, take a look. There's these little like port windows on the side of the building. I was like, if you see a little golden stream arching out of the one of the little windows, you see a little golden shower going.
Hold on one second. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna go hit the bathroom too, real quick. Then, are you going, Nicholas?
Yeah, I'll go pee too.
So be quiet. We're about to start recording.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Just try to be quiet. Try not to die. Okay. Try not to. Please.
Do it on camera for ratings.
Well, she's naked. That's the problem.
Oh. I don't know if this will go on the show or not, but that just made me think. So our old house. You remember the layout of our old house?
Right.
So you remember the kitchen had that big window in there. So like,
your old house. Okay, gotcha.
So,
yeah.
So when you would sit at the kitchen, remember we had that tall kitchen table?
Right.
And there was that big ass window right there.
Right.
So that was out the back side of the neighborhood. Like we never really went that way in the neighborhood ever. We never had a reason to, because even the back entrance it was still around the front of our house. And I mean, we literally like we lived there months and months, maybe even a year before we ever went to that back side of the neighborhood. But we just knew a lot of the neighbor kids, like first seemed like younger kids, and then like a little bit, like preteens kind of.
Right.
Seemed to play and hang out, and like it seemed like a weird spot for them to have their sports playing in that little cul-de-sac, because it seems like they'd better down into the other cul-de-sac right there. They'd have more like room or whatever.
Hold on a second. What? Oh, good. Okay, hold on. He's telling me a story here. Hold on, Ray. Go ahead.
So there was another little cul-de-sac area down there that seemed like it'd be better if they were going to like play basketball or whatever, but they always kind of hung in this one little area, and we could see them out of our back window. Never really thought anything of it. So, especially when we would, we used to keep our bong just right there on the kitchen table. Didn't have a kid or anything, so we didn't care,
Right.
So our giant bong was just sitting there on the kitchen table, but Tina worked from home. So she would regularly just walk around the house naked. So she would, but like if she wasn't working or whatever.
That's how
like
I picture it.
Yeah. So if she wasn't working, a lot of times she would just walk over and just hit the bong. So like she would go over to that other window and just be naked smoking in the window or not thinking about the window. Like we had the blinds closed.
Yeah.
And we took a walk in the neighborhood one time. And once we went around the backside of that neighborhood, we looked up at our house, and the blinds, the way they were angled, they looked closed to us. We were like, oh my God, you could see right into our house. And we were like, hold on. The kids moved to play over here. How often? Like we started putting it together. We're like, holy shit, all these little kids are over here fucking hanging out and playing in the street over here because they can look up into our house and see you with your tits out smoking weed in our fucking kitchen.
Funny.
She's like, oh my God.
All right. That was another exciting episode of the Guys Like Us. I have no idea how much of what we just said you'll hear and what will be put on the cutting room floor there, but hopefully you enjoyed this show, and make sure you download the next episode when it comes up. We will talk about exciting things like body parts not functioning correctly, kidney stones may be brought up. I don't know, things like that.
Nope,
but we have a lot.
Again, hold on. Terminator timeline. That episode already happened. That already came out.
Oh no.
we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again.
Why? Why do you do this to us?
Weren't you part of the show notes?
I mean, we just talked about
literally just talked about this.
We went, hey, we're going to switch the episodes around so the topical stuff's up front. Go ahead and take us out.
All right.
I mean, it couldn't have been more immediate. This is staying in.
Just leave all this in.
Listen if you listen to this episode first, go back and listen to the previous episode where we talk about exciting things that I'm not even sure what we talked about then, but I'm sure it was an excellent show. This is the award-winning podcast that's never won a fucking damn thing.
Wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we record everything fucking ass backwards.
We should get better actors and better Better,
And our
we should get
studio
better
sits-
people.
Yeah. No,
So-
I told you it's Terminator timeline. We gotta
Right,
work
but-
backwards
but
from here.
I only saw the first two. Like I don't.
Terminators? That's all you
Yeah.
need. I mean, you
Yeah,
really get
I tapped out after
you
that.
get the gist in the first one. You didn't even need to see two of them to understand.
I like the second one. It was really
second
good.
one is
The special
awesome.
effects was cool.
The second one was better than the first one. I'm just saying the idea
The third
of going,
one, it was not to sound sexist, but I didn't want to see Arnold struggling to fight a woman Terminator in the third one.
no
so.
one gives a shit about the third one.
And then after that, they just were fucking off the rails. I couldn't even keep up. Like,
Hey,
but yeah.
Don't step on down power.
Uh,
Bye, everybody.
Wait.
Bye,
Hold on. Wait.
Don't forget. Hold on. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Do
go. Yeah. Go like and subscribe at our stuff. Go
Mm-hmm.
at it's at guys. Oh wait, shit. No, guys like us _pod on Instagram.
Mhm.
I
Do we have a Twitter? Are we tweeting?
We don't have a Twitter yet. We need to get a Twitter. Our YouTube
Yeah.
channel should be up. So
That's that new thing out.
yeah, our YouTube channel should be up by the time this one launches. So
Really?
the guys like us show on
Got
YouTube.
Amazon Prime.
All I said,
preferably-
please leave comments at the bottom of this. I swear to God, my self-esteem is way too high.
Yeah,
Like, leave a
comments.
comment on the fucking
Look,
YouTube.
Oh wait, hold on. For real, like, subscribe,
Yeah.
leave comments. That's gonna help us out with the algorithm stuff. And
Yeah.
coming soon, this show will be, as well as not only the Guys Like Us show 2.0, but the older episodes of the Guys Like Us show will exclusively be on stagedive.com. And
Yeah.
the
Patreon?
no, and the show before the show will also be featured on Stage Dive anytime we can get any of those pieced together with anything good.
It's like I just tried to ask for sex in the middle of the night. No!
Not Patreon, not that.
No!
But yeah, go to Stage Dive. Any up and coming, or not even up and coming, any bands that are listening to this, any other podcasts that are listening to this, go to Stage Dive. It's a new streaming site that's going to be coming out. I'm a part of it. Sage Media is partnering with it, so we're going to have the Guys Like Us show and the other kind of offshoots of what we do with this on there. Hopefully, Rant the Raven will be coming back on there. We're going to have some new shows launch on there, and it's going to be the best.
You're bringing that old thing back?
Yes, and it's going to be the best way for bands to actually make money and support their or have an avenue for fans to support those bands in podcasts and stuff like that. So go check it out. It's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be
But
lit, y'all.
do not forget, though, the crown jewel of the Sage Media empire, the Guys Like Us show.
I mean, it's the
Make
only
sure
thing,
you follow
it's the only
this
thing
one.
going
This
right
is-
now.
The crown jewel. Well, it's still the crown jewel.
It's the only jewel.
I've got to qualify it, goddammit.
By default.
Yeah, by default. All right. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode as well. Later out.
This has been a Stage Media production.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.